be pitch black out here. People are panicking. People are panicking, like tripping out. Okay.
We had 250 houses rented for millions of dollars with paper receipts and pictures of every house.
Why didn't your gas get to those houses that you rented?
We had a box of physical keys, cars to take people there, and maps for every single house in the box of keys. Unfortunately, it went missing.
You lost a box of keys to $2 million worth of houses?
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you tell that to the guests?
Billy, Billy, Billy. Dial down the craziness, man. Well, hello there. Salome here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm so excited and I even let the candles lit cast away today's case spirits. As I promised to you, all my 40 something subscribers, which I appreciate, by the way, I would do true crime stories every Friday in May. So this is the third one that I'm doing, and I highly recommend to check the previous two, because these cases are very similar but very different at the same time. And it's very interesting that all the true crime documentary series that I'm covering are about millennials. I'm a millennial, so these cases are particularly interesting for me because they give me an insight of what's happening to our generation. So today we are covering the case of one very narcissistic, to say the least, and arrogant motherfucker. So today's case is covering two documentaries at once, because two documentaries were made on this case, and this is the story about Billy McFarland, American millennial guy, an entrepreneur who basically defrauded people, and he managed to steal $27 million from people just from marketing. So he basically stole people money and gave them a big fluffy nothing. I think that this case would have an entire different feedback and end result if this guy was black. This is just a side note. I won't go deep into it, but I really think that white people get less punished and they get away with a lot more than black people. The racism is real, y'all. So Billy Boy here said that he was born to be a businessman, because as we learn in the future, he understood business as lying to people, which he was a master of course. He said that his very first business deal was when he sat next to a girl in early school, and he had a crush with this girl, and her crayon broke down. So he suggested that he would mend her crayon if she gave him $1. So let's just think about it. So his first business deal is in early kindergarten or school to get money from a girl he likes. This is not a businessman's idea, okay? This is just an obsessive personality who looks at everyone, including the girl he has a crush on, in transactional manner. And this will continue and continue. This will never end, actually. The same story as I covered before. The thing that this social fake people have is that they always view people in terms of transaction and what they can get out of everyone. He created this fake music festival that was going to happen in a divine, luxurious island resort. He named it Fire Festival, and he basically stole money from people, and he got the investors to invest and people to spend up to, in total, $27 million. $27 million for what? For what? Absolute nothing. So these documentaries are made first by Netflix in 2018, and then the second one is by Hulu in 2019. I will tell you my personal opinion. I much prefer the Hulu version because in the Hulu documentary, Billy McFarland himself sits down and speaks and is giving the interview. You should do your own research and of course take my words with a big pinch of salt because these are only my opinions. So Billy McFarland, an entrepreneur and businessman, he made first money with invention of magnesium card. And the whole thing about Billy is that he always lies, and he always says that whenever he's coming out with a new product, his first words is that we're doing something that has never been done. We're doing something that has never been done. Can you imagine a credit card that is not yet available to us? I can't imagine. And what Billy came out and what he made money of is was this a platinum card that was no different from any other card, let's be honest. And the only thing that was different about this card is this VIP experience, this luxury background, what was surrounding this card. So basically only marketing fluff. And that's how he got his first money. So even starting from here, we could really be doubtful of this person as an entrepreneur, because this card was serving no good other than promoting some type of image that would be only sold to bored people who have nothing else to buy or look at. So Billy and Javu, they are marketing and advertising this festival that they haven't started doing anything about. But what is very interesting is that they are paying celebrities and top models to advertise this festival, and they bring up to 10 people first to, you know, promote and make a type of a teaser trailer that this is what type of experience you will get. Of course they were paid, and that's one thing that I really consider very wrong, is that as long as you're paid, you can really promote things that you have no idea about. Yeah, that bothers me because these people have so much following, and they are viewed with so many people, and these people actually trust these celebrities. That's insane. The way social media works and the way a promotion works is very, very suspicious. And I don't understand how people don't question that even these models can be deceived, and not everything that they post is so divine and good, and there is a lot of money behind the scenes, right? So I think that when this festival failed, they should have taken some type of responsibility, because uh, as a person, especially when you already have a lot of money, you need to have a big filter and really dig into what you're promoting, because the bigger following, the bigger responsibilities. And I don't think that only Billy should be held accountable here. I think that he involved way many people, and way many people were doing this festival and promoting this festival other than Billy. And all of them, you know, as we are individual and we all have brain and we all have some type of common sense, and we should stick to it, and not only, you know, think about how much money we are making, right? And actually, there were a lot of decent people as well, I have to say. And when they were telling Billy that, you know, dude, this festival is never going to happen, like, the time is running out, we cannot do this physically in 2 or 3 weeks, this need months and months. Actually, Billy wanted to do it in 8 weeks, and even the small festival needs at least like a year, or 8 months, or, you know, 10 months to plan. So there were a few decent people, like, you know, people who were drawing the map of the island and preparing, like, where should the stage go, where should the tents go, where people should stay, or you know, lounge, this or that. There were a few people in Netflix documentary and Hulu documentary who spoke up, and they told Billy and Javu and other entrepreneurs, businessmen, that this festival was not going to deliver what it promised. These people should be informed that they are not getting the goods that they were promised, that they paid money for. But Billy didn't pay attention. Of course, this guy, of course, he doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about what's really happening. All he cares is that the feeling he has that, you know what, we will do everything, we got this. This is so insane. I just cannot believe. So what Billy did is that he fired these people and hired new people, of course, but, you know, everyone at some point were trying to convince Billy that this is not going to happen. And Billy, in one interview, said that, oh, you know, until the last minute, I thought that we gonna deliver. I thought that we somehow could manage to pull this off. What a piece of crap this guy is. If you ask me, he's just a moron. I don't even have words. Comment down below what you think this guy is, like who he is, a liar, a psychopath, a sociopath, paranoid, criminal, or I don't know. Guests start arriving, and these scenes are just so incredible. I just love this part. It's just so cinematic and so incredible. The part where the guests are arriving and they are taken to this little turtle tents, when they were promised this luxurious apartment and villas where they would stay. And also, I find very hilarious the pictures of the food, you know, like $1 sandwiches with little tomatoes. Oh my god, this is such a good metaphor of who Billy actually is. he's a big advertisement himself. He advertises something about himself, and in reality, he's just like the Fire Festival. Good in marketing, but absolute nothing in real life. So this is just such a good allegory about his personality, because in the end, you know, we create out of who we are, you know. So nothing good can come out of a bad person. That's just a fact. When you don't understand how much patience, creativity, and planning festival takes, and take everything for granted, and think that things will come to you like this, of course it will fail. Billy and his team realized that they couldn't actually deliver the housing of people. First, they recommended Billy to, you know, cancel this festival, or at least tell the influencers that they wouldn't be staying in the luxury goods. And actually, the advice also was to cancel few influencers, because of course they would cover this festival and this would be a disaster, which it was in the end. But Billy didn't cancel anything. He was just trying to get more money, because he thought that the more money I have, the better I can prepare, which is total nonsense, because he was running out of time. And you know, you need time to buy things, get them to the island, build them. And he hired local people and promised them that he would pay them, and they even now are still waiting to be paid. So this festival was a disaster from every point, from the music performance, from the housing, from the guests management. Like, everything was wrong, because of course Billy thought that everything could be done in a day. The team advised Billy to cancel the guests and invite much fewer people, but he didn't do that. So people came and they paid money for the flight and the housing, but they ended up in a turtle tent, and these tents actually were the tents that were used in a flood or hurricane. So these were emergency tents. Not even the tents that Billy bought specially for this festival. So he's just, I'm trying to find like even one thing that would not make Billy as such a big asshole that he is, but there's just no light in this person. So these people came, and these scenes are amazing. I really recommend you watch the reactions of people who are suddenly on an island, you know, looking forward to have fun, looking forward to this Coachella or Tomorrowland festival, the festival that has never been done, right? And they get the paper tents, and even Billy is just so stupid. Like, the stupidity of this man is indescribable. He didn't even check the weather. So a day before the guests arrived was a huge rain, and these tents were soaking wet. Oh my god, if I was making a film about these things, even I wouldn't be able to come up with this amount of caricature, you know, like comic situations. This is just, the universe has irony, you know. This is just so ironic and funny and satirical at the same time, and metaphorical. It's just a perfect fate for Billy and Billy's festival. So these people were, of course, lied to. And the other thing that I really like is that so they were waiting to be served and to be taken to housing, and they were waiting to their luggage to arrive. So there was a point where these people, they were a lot of people outside waiting to be served, and there is one point where Billy comes out and he thinks that if he talks to these people, he will make things right. Like, how arrogant, how arrogant do you think you can be? Like, can you imagine you deceiving so many people, and then you have the arrogance and the audacity to go into this crowd that you lied to and try to calm them down? Like, this Billy guy here thinks that he's some kind of Thor or God or something like that. Actually, Billy was promoting that, Blink 182 and Major Lazer and these big celebrities would perform on the stage, but a few days ago everyone rejected because they understood that they couldn't deliver what they promised. So they were quite honest about it, and that's a good fact. I think that was a first whistleblower to the crowd that there's something wrong about this festival, because why are these artists pulling out, In the interviews, as I mentioned, Billy just talks and talks and talks, but there is no remorse in his word. There is no reflection. There is no, acting on what he really did. I truly think that he believes that, it's nothing, everybody makes mistakes. Not $27 million mistakes, Billy. The fact that Billy invited all these influencers, of course, backlashed, and they were covering what a disaster this festival is, instead of, what a divine, never seen festival we are at. People were trying to flee the island the moment they understood that nothing good is going to happen here. But of course, this is an island and the flights are limited. So not everyone could flee that day, and they had to wait in a cold tent. I just cannot believe what this man, the millennial Billy, made these people go through. I mean, I understand that this is not a potential life-threatening situation, but it's definitely unpleasant, and nobody has the right to make you pay your own money for something that they won't deliver. So Billy was promoting the service that was never going to deliver, and he sold this service. That's the thing. So after the fraud, he owed money to these people. Of course, he was caught, and he was actually, he received sentences. Even now, he's in a correctional center, but he will be released in August 2023. Can you imagine? Like, he did everything. He lied, manipulated people. He never stopped, even though a lot of people and professionals were telling them that no, Billy, this is not gonna happen. And now he will come out of the correctional center, and do you actually believe that he will cure himself out of these pathological tendencies? I don't think so, because the way he spoke, and even the way Javu, his conspirator, let's say, spoke, they were trying to say that, oh, we are sorry, we didn't mean any harm. But there is no but. There should be no but. You should be held accountable to these manipulative actions. Period. Billy Boy here is just so delusional that he thought that just because he has some ideas, he will make money. And obviously, we all have ideas and we all have our thoughts, but just to have them is not enough to make money and build up your business. Not all ideas are business ideas, especially Billy's ideas. You know, he always creates, first of all, something that is already on the market, like this Magnesis card or Fire Festival. So he is creating these duplicate businesses without overthinking, not without overthinking, without thinking. And then he just sits down, persuades and lies to some people to invest in his innovative business, and he spends this money until he makes other people to invest his some other business. So it's just a circle that he's going around. If it's not the card, then it's festival. If it's not the festival, then it's wire transfer. Billy is so stupid that he cannot tell the difference between Chanel brand, which is exclusive for a reason, VIP for a reason. It has history, it has context, it has a lot of hard work inputted. So he cannot really tell the difference between a real luxury and real exclusivity and real quality compared to marketing, advertisement, and just words. So, as I mentioned, the Fire Festival is the really good metaphor for Billy's personality, because outside he's a handsome millennial guy who can be persuasive, but inside he's nothing. He's as cheap as the sandwiches that he provided to the guests on the island. That not only Billy should have been held accountable, but also these celebrities and influencers who suddenly have so much power and attention that they cannot even manage sometimes, and they only do things that are best for them in that moment. So not only Billy lacked the big image about, you know, what's right and what's wrong, but also these celebrities and top influencers, just because they were paid $1,000 to make even one post doesn't mean that you should do it without questioning it, right? So I think, and I don't think that we have to blame social media, because social media is built by people, by individuals. If we as individuals and people are responsible, aware, and really mindful about the things we are doing, the social media will reflect on that. But since most of people are greedy, arrogant, narcissistic, that's what the social media feeds on. I think that we can enjoy social media and we can follow whoever we want, but the fact that you are following Kim Kardashian and admire her gowns doesn't mean that you absolutely have to live like her, and that if you don't live like her, then you don't live at all. It doesn't mean like that. So if we follow these influencers because we are inspired in our own life, not to be inspired to be them, but to take something and build something on our own in our life, then it benefits us. But if we are just trying to be duplicates and, you know, trying to be the same as the person we are following, then what type of benefit does it give us? Because no matter how we try, even if we buy the exact same clothes or have the exact same experiences. We won't become them. And why should we? We have the biggest advantage of creating our life as unique as we can. Not Kim K's or all, like, I don't know who your celebrity crush is, but I don't even care, because use these people and use their creativity and money and luxury for you to be inspired about your own life. And like the way the social media phenomenon has shaped our youth, because nowadays I see a lot of teenagers and young people who really feel that they have to be successful, they have to have money, like they're 17 and they are like, oh, I need this iPhone 13 and I want this car and I want Balenciaga shoes. Like, what have you done, girl? So that was all for today. Come back next Friday because we have very interesting case ahead. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if you like these documentaries. What type of documentaries are you watching? Do you like true crime or maybe something else? See you next time.